store's so big in a short amount of time now that we're
Yeah.
kind of pivoting off of that.
Yeah.
I do think there's a season in any business, whether it's whatever business you want to start, there is a season of sacrifice that the owner, the CEO, the person in charge that has to go through, you know?
Hmm.
Like if I had hired listers and all these other components to my business early on, I know I would not be in business today.
Oh, not at all.
Like
Yeah.
I'd have such a messed up store. I'd be in debt. And
Hmm.
it really took me going through the season of sacrifice of learning brands, going to the Goodwill bins, going
Hmm.
outsourcing time and time again. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was going to take that. Like I
Yeah.
thought, oh yeah, just pick up what other people are picking up, and then come to
Yeah.
find out, oh, I can't pick up what Kaylee Elaine picks up because she lives in
Hmm.
the Midwest. Oh, I can't pick
Right.
up what Tech and Sports picks up because he's in Florida. You know, you can't pick up the
Yeah.
same items. So I had
And
to
then
learn.
yeah,
Yeah,
along with that, with picking up things that other people pick up, right? So I think, a lot of people are guilty from looking at YouTubers or famous people's, and I don't mean famous, but like known in this community as
yeah,
large sellers. So I'll use Tech and I'll use Chris as an example. There are thousands of people that follow their store and then try to copy their business model, right? And
yeah,
so if you're going to try to price your items at the same price as Tech, for instance, you're not going to make the same amount of money Tech's making. I, for one, did that when I first started following Chris and Tech, and I got into mentorship. I would price my items at the same price Tech had. Then I found out he didn't like that, so I stopped. Right, but then second of all, I realized that me selling my Levi's for $18 was not very profitable for me, and then that also led me to getting lowballed crazy left and right $10 offers. Now those still come in, but at the same time, though, I know better and I don't price my Levi's at $18 anymore. So you just got to know, just because someone does something a certain way doesn't mean that you'll have the same results that that person does by doing it their way. You've got to do everything the same exact way that person does. And I only had one part of that equation right, and that was pricing my item at 1888. That's that's not the recipe for success.
yeah. I know it's easy to do, like look at what other people are doing and copy them. You know,
Yeah.
that's easy.
Yeah.
And this world culture is, you know, becoming, as far as like starting up a job or starting up a business, it's becoming easier. But I think
Mhm.
like copying like someone else, like word for word and everything on how they do things, you're gonna come to find out that what works for them may not work for you. You know,
Yeah.
it's just that way. Like
That's right.
in general theory, like most people can pick up mall brands and do good. Most
Mhm.
people can go to the Goodwill bins and do good, but are you going to find the same stuff that you found, Marcus, today? No. So you
Right.
got to figure out, well, what is going to work and what won't work. I
Yeah.
actually just want to open up a dialogue for everyone here. We'll just roll off the topic. What is something that kind of blew you by surprise and was like, I was not expecting this? What is something
Yeah.
that you wish you knew when you first started that you know now? I know for me it's mindset, but also the amount of hours that you have to put in up front
Mhm.
for you to be good. I'm
Right.
reading a book right now, Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, and it's all about
Mhm.
like the 10,000 hour rule, how people got
Mhm.
good at what they got good at. And
Yeah.
like the difference between a person that practiced like the violin, 3 hours a day, every day,
Mhm.
became a good, good at that profession. But a
Right.
person that did it like 6 hours a day became
Mhm.
a master, like went on to
Yeah.
do choreographs and writing music and
Right.
plays. So I see that as like clothing. Like if you put in more hours than most people,
Mhm.
you will become a master. That is like the
Yeah.
result of putting in the time. Like how
That's
many
right.
hours would you say have you put in just to researching brands? Like
Wow.
rough estimate, like over thousands probably.
Well into the thousands, because when I first
Mhm.
got in this, like my first year of this, that's all I did was I'd sit in the thrift store for hours, probably 8 hours a day, like just sitting in the thrift store, looking up every tag, every brand, every item. Because not
Yeah.
only was I doing clothing, but I was doing all things. I was doing clothing, shoes, hard goods, knickknacks, all that stuff. And I would literally go from each section, scouring the racks and looking at every tag, every item, and looking up sold comps and checking sell through and stuff like that. And so I would say like easily 8 hours a day for like the first year. Um, and still, even when I start going to the bins, I was making YouTube videos, and so I'd fill my cart up, and then I'd go through every single one of those items on camera for my YouTube videos, and
Yeah.
that took an hour every time,
Yeah.
So lots of hours spent doing research.
Yes. So just on your average, let's just say 8 times 365, that's almost
Hmm.
3,000 hours right there.
Yeah.
Plus or minus, but it takes
Hmm.
time. And that's what caught me by surprise was like I wasn't mentally prepared,
Yeah.
going to the bins my first few times I can recall 3 years ago now and going like,
Hmm.
oh, this is so easy. Yeah, just pick up
Yeah.
what they're picking up. And it's
Yep.
like, no, that is
It's
not
not
the
that
case.
at all.
No.
And
Mm,
then inside of brands, like just because you picked up this brand doesn't mean that particular item is going to do good. Like certain American Eagle items are just a waste of time, period. It doesn't matter men's or women's. But then there's certain items that are $100 items or certain items that are $50 items that you got to go out there and you got to find those items. It just comes with a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of knowledge, and picking up, things in different categories that look like an item you sold before. Well, this
yeah.
looks like this brand, this type of look. Maybe this will go well. Things that are on trend,
Yeah.
like I just told you guys about told you about in the private call earlier tonight. I was blown away by some of the faded glory comps out there.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I saw you going through that. I mean, I'm blown away by, for example, like Urban Pipeline, those cargo
Yeah,
shorts.
100%
Uh,
sell through.
Lee Extreme Motion jeans
Yeah,
and pants. Those do
yep,
great.
yep,
Um, then rolling into plus size tops. So I wouldn't have learned, also with the help of the community and the Patreon and
yeah.
YouTube, um, I wouldn't have learned this stuff on my own. It takes a
No,
collaborative effort because how many times does someone post in the Bolo thread and it's a brand that you
hmm,
never heard of? You're like, what the
yeah,
heck?
yeah. At least once a week. So,
We
yeah,
got to realize that there's thousands and thousands of brands. We can't learn them all, but we can learn the ones that are in our area that we can continue to build our business on.
yeah.
Um, that's going to be more important than ever with more people getting into reselling. But I want to get into the chat. Ryan, Taught to Profit, says hello. What's going
What's up,
on?
Ryan?
How are sales today? Good to see you. Bobby from Northeast Ohio. Good to see
What's
you,
up, Bobby?
Bobby. Linda from East Texas. What's going
What's going
on,
on,
Linda?
Linda?
Hope you're doing well. Jay Haas, looking spiffy. Yeah, had to get
Man,
ready
got
for the
that
show.
fresh cut.
Yep. Well, yeah, haircuts
Yeah,
by Rochelle. That's my wife. So,
did her thing.
um, but yeah, Bobby says eBay was a godsend when my kiddos were little. So thankful. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we also do need to realize that, I got into eBay wanting to go full time as a career, as a profession, as a building a
yeah,
business. But there's more people that just want to do it for a side income.
yeah,
And perfect. That is a
yeah,
perfect side income. Is a perfect extra way to roll those extra, that extra cash into a retirement or vacation fund, or
yeah,
saving up for a house, whatever. Um, there's a lot of pressure that comes when you want to resell on eBay when you want to do it full time and it's your only source of income.
yeah. Especially
Just
when you're low on funds to begin with.
yeah,
Um, and some of the best advice that I can give someone that's low on funds and just getting started is to be super diligent at your sourcing and don't settle. Don't settle for something that's not going to sell.
yeah,
I mean, astronomically quick, because you need that investment back immediately. So, like, if you bought it today, you need it to sell today, type of thing. So, buy those types of items, and while you'll get less of them, you'll be more thankful in the immediate future because you'll be able to flip that money right back into more items, and then start building up an inventory of items that will generate sales over the next month or two while you're still out building up a store that's something that you can really rely on, because going full time is definitely not an easy task. It's really
no,
not, and it takes a lot of hours to build it.
Yeah, especially if you're just a single person out there, it's
Mhm.
great, because you're have less, especially if you don't have kids.
Yeah.
But it's still very hard. Like, you got to
Yeah.
realize that the
Nothing.
average,
Mm.
barely people can do 2,000 gross sales a month on eBay, and that's like the
Yeah.
average, and that ain't
Yeah.
cutting it if eBay's taking 50%. So
Not at all.
unless you're
Especially if you're
living
trying
in
to
an
pay
actual
bills off that.
yeah, that's a car payment nowadays, 1,000 a month.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty crazy, but that's cool, Bobby, because it's great for, mothers on the side, even stay-at-home moms, just to do
Mhm.
this on the side and build up how to run a business at the very least.
Yeah.
You learn
Yeah.
things like accounting and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
um, Queen Boss Lady, so I think this is from your channel. I think you're
Yep.
going live from your channel. So,
I am. Yeah, I'm sharing it.
what's going on?
What's up?
Dark
How you
gravity.
doing?
It's late, guys.
What's up, Dark Gravity? Yeah, it is.
Was
Welcome,
it
welcome.
9? 9 for you?
It's 9:14 for me.
All right. Show's over. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it is late, but I think, having some late kind of relaxed chat about reselling can be helpful. We're not
Yeah.
really drilling down the questions. We actually just want to talk to you guys. How are you
Yeah.
feeling? I want to know, what are those biggest struggles when you first started?
Yeah.
Maybe they're the
This is
same as
just
mine. I don't
a
know.
more casual, come hang out with us, chop it up, let's talk type of thing. That's why it is later, because this is not the normal live stream that I do on my channel. This is Bo and I together, united as a team, out here to just hang out and get to know you guys, kissing babies, shaking hands, kissing babies,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
I was thinking doing like some kind of call-in show where we put the link down below. People can come
Yeah,
on, ask a
absolutely. Let's do
question,
it.
maybe show their store, something like that. I don't
Yeah. This is
know.
all, it's Inception is new, so
Yeah,
we'll put the touches on it, guys.
yeah, for sure. What's going on, Doug? Good to see you.
Hey, Doug.
You said if I had known only picking up items with good sell-through rate, I would have had a much better success years ago.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah.
doing great now, though, bro. That's all that matters.
Yeah, Doug, I said in tonight's call that if I had started how Doug, kind of is now,
Hmm.
I probably
Yeah,
would only have a 3,000 item store because the items would be
yeah,
moving. But
yep,
yeah, that's pretty cool. I love seeing people how they start and then how they turn, how they pivot their business.
yeah,
I think we all start where we started, like
yeah,
just picking up Forever 21.
yeah.
Not the best.
Yeah. Not at
Um,
all.
Tango, what's going on? Hey there, Linda. Where in East
Like,
Texas are you? Oh, from Jacksonville. Cool.
excellent.
Awesome. Queen Boss Lady says, I agree with you. The amount of hours that you have dedicated to eBay is insane. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Rem-
But at the end
Reminds
of the
me of
day,
YouTube.
yeah. Well, I mean, even at the end of the day, though, like with all that being said, I was to, if I was to go back and do it all again, I would be much more diligent about the items that I pick up, right? If I would have
Mhm.
known that me just trying to be a volume seller would have caused me to work all those hours and that much effort, I would have done it a lot smarter. And that's why our heart is for you guys to not do the same thing that we did. While it worked, it was a strong effort, right? And you guys can have much greater success with a much stress less life if you would just focus more on quality items.
Mhm. Yeah. And I will say, like, when it comes to clothing, but probably most things in reselling, is like
Mhm.
where you live can either hinder you or help you. Not
Yeah,
saying that like, if you live in the middle of Wyoming, you're probably gonna have a harder time finding stuff, but
yeah,
if you do live in, like, a great area, like, outside of New York or in the big
yeah,
city where good items are, easy to come by,
yeah,
that's a beautiful thing 'cause,
yeah. Because then it'd be
most
like
people
me
don't
having to
have that.
travel for hours to go get inventory because I
Yeah.
live in a smaller area.
Yep. Yeah, Darren Russell says, "Hi guys, quick question for you. Do you think that listing on eBay at the same time every day versus slowly over the day, do you think that makes a difference in the algorithm?" Yeah, we get that quite few times. What do
Yeah.
you think about that?
I really don't think it matters what time of the day you list, as long as you're getting your listings done. I still list. all over the place, all every single day. No 2 days are the same. So last night I listed at 9:58. This morning I listed at like 10 o'clock. So um, it's just whenever I get it done is when I get it done. Because my life, while it's scheduled, there's still certain things that are totally unscheduled, and I fly by the seat of my pants. Especially with this new transition of shift and the way that I'm doing my business now. A lot of things are much more as they come. So the listing gets done as long as it gets done. That's all that matters to me, and I don't think it's made a difference in as far as my sales because I'm
Yeah.
still active on the platform throughout the day.
Yeah, I think if it's like a 24-hour period, just as long as you get you're active getting listings up. Like I haven't launched
Yeah,
mine yet either, and it's going to be probably about 8 or 9, but I don't notice anything. So,
yeah,
I will notice I'll get less sales when I don't list.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't go more than one day without listing because you'll feel it.
Just
Trust me.
look at the traffic tab, yeah. But
Yeah,
that's a good question,
yeah.
Darren.
Darren,
Sorry, I almost called you Daryl.
ooh, heaven
Um,
sense. What's going on?
yeah, what's going on? Good to see you. Haven't sent smoking. Showgirls around the world, a
What's
dancing
up,
family.
Red?
All right. What the heck? You're on the live. I just got
Yeah,
because you released a video today.
yeah.
Yeah, cranking
So
out
yeah,
videos.
this is a joint effort between Bo and I. So welcome.
Yeah, good to see you. Treasure Tomorrow says so right. When went from Connecticut, which was plentiful, to a small town in
Mhm.
Florida, and cannot find anything good. I don't know.
I
Florida's been
went
hit
to
and miss. I
Florida.
hear good,
Yeah,
and then I hear bad.
I went to Florida. It was okay. Everything was expensive, but I went to Orlando, which is a bigger city though too. So I don't know about the small cities.
Yeah. Treasure. Oh, Ping, what's going on?
Hey,
She's
Ping.
saying to Treasure Tomorrow. I follow lots of resellers from Florida, and they all seem to be able to find stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
that's because they
know.
all show their highlight reel too, though.
Yep.
You gotta be careful about that. I spoke about that in today's video too. Like a lot of people only show the good parts.
We'll go through that as my next point into what I wish I had known when I first started was the amount of items or clothing you need to look for through to
Mhm.
find good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Thousands of pieces.
Yeah.
Thousands,
Like
literally.
if I made a YouTube video about all the stuff I throw away, it's not going to get any clicks. That's why you just don't see that, right? You don't
Yeah,
see, hey, let's go through the croft and borrow and all the junk that I had to
yeah,
throw out.
right.
Um, but I will tell you about, wow, 45 amazing Bolo brands, but I had to look
Mhm.
through 10,000 items just to find them.
Yep, absolutely.
And then
Yeah,
buying bulk, I learned that so quick. I'm like, this
yeah,
is
it's a
just,
nightmare.
yeah, this is not,
Yeah,
it's like I worked in my own rag house.
it's a lot of work going through a bulk buy, and then after you've gone through it all, you got to figure out what to do with the rest of it, and that's a
Yeah.
nightmare within itself. I'm telling you, if don't be out of space trying to buy a bulk buy and then not know what to do, because you're gonna be. Oh man, it was a nightmare. I
It,
didn't have enough space when I did. I had to get a whole nother storage unit.
Yeah, yeah. It's a great relationship between the 2, like, picking each individual item and then the bulk buys every now and then. But if you just did bulk buys, you would be
Yeah,
nonstop sorting,
yeah,
digging. Treasure Tomorrow says, "Ping, maybe I drive 3 hours south, but it's in the middle of nowhere." Not too familiar
yeah,
with the middle of nowhere, Florida. But the thing is, it's out there. It's just gonna be take a lot more persistence on your part to
yeah,
find it.
yeah,
Yeah. Treasure because everyone wears clothes, right?
yeah,
Though it might be like George Walmart clothes.
yeah,
So,
yeah. It's out there
um,
though.
hey, I sold some George shirts by lotting them up in threes, and
I saw some George cashmere sweaters.
yeah, there we go.
They flew off the
Uh,
shelf quickly.
Ping says, "Have you seen Kat the Nurse Flipper? I believe she lives in the middle of nowhere, and she manages to find stuff. She does source
Yeah,
from high bid."
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I live in a remote area, but
yeah. Bo
I'm
lives
able
in
to
the mountains, guys.
Yeah, I mean, but the city is an hour away, so as I get
Yeah,
closer to
I
the
mean, I'm
city,
just
you'll start
saying
to
that's just proof that you can make it,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I think if the drive is manageable, it's worth it, right?
Yeah,
Like, you do the
yeah,
drive, there's other people that
yeah,
drive much further,
yeah,
so,
absolutely. Yeah,
but yeah, don't lose hope, treasure tomorrow, I know you can find the goods. Mandy says, "Working on my photos, enjoying the company, appreciate ya."
nice.
Yeah, J Haas says, "Miss your Monday Walt sold videos." Yeah, I'm kinda figuring out whether to do a what sold on Monday or do more of an educational reselling video because I feel like the what sold videos get a little repetitive
They
for me
do get
filming them.
repetitive.
Maybe
Yeah,
they help you guys, but I wanna bring, not just the same thing every week. So,
yeah,
if I have to go live 3 days a week, I will, but the what sold, trust me, you guys aren't missing anything. It's literally the same thing I've been selling. Underwear and socks.
and I know that for me, with my what's old videos, the retention and all the arrows are pointing down on them, so they're not performing as well. Because it gets repetitive. So that's why I didn't put a video out on Monday either, because it just gets repetitive. You guys are tired of saying the same thing, and the numbers are showing it. So
Yeah.
I can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, they do serve a purpose, but it gets to a
yeah,
point where you kinda get especially when a lot of the same subscribers, they already
yeah,
know what to expect,
yeah.
so,
They know what to sell too, so they don't need to know what's sold. They're
yeah.
coming for value that's gonna really help them. And
Mhm.
sometimes with what's sold, like I don't watch what's sold videos. I don't watch
Yeah.
haul videos. I don't.
Me
There's
neither.
certain content I don't watch, and so I don't blame you guys.
Yeah.
It does get redundant.
But, yeah, I'm not gonna stop doing them. I just took a break from them. So, KL says, "Do you check comps for all pieces before you purchase them at the bins?"
I used to pick up. I used to check comps on every single item, legit, whole cart,
Yeah.
overflowing whole cart, checking every comp. Now,
Mhm.
what I do is I just pick up the same items that I know that I've comped before, and only time I'm checking comps is on something that I haven't seen before, or if it's something that I have seen but a different brand, that type of thing. So, me personally, I don't keep a lot of diversity inside my store, and in fact, I'm actually minimizing the types of things that I pick up, so I don't have to learn a new type of category or a new type
Mhm.
of oh, well, what type of blouse is this, or what type of dress is that, or what type of I don't t-shirts, sweatshirts, pants, jeans, simple,
Yeah. Yeah.
shorts,
Yeah, I think when you start, you will be checking everything because
yeah,
you generally don't have a lot of background knowledge into what things sell for. So, and then same with me, Marcus, is just like I'm picking up the same things that are selling in my store. So I don't need to
hmm
go check the comps again. Unless it's something I don't know about, which I find all the time. I find brands
yeah,
every day I go out. It's like, oh, I've never found that before. I look it up.
yeah,
But, you don't realize how much of a master class that is for yourself when you're checking
mhm,
the comps of every item before you buy them. You don't
yeah,
you don't need to do it forever, but the faster you can do it when you start, you're gonna be
mhm.
ahead of so many more people,
One
which
of the
that's
things
not
I
the
have
point in life,
noticed
but
though.
fast track.
Well, one thing that happens with people looking up comps though is they get boggled down by the fact that they can't find the exact same item.
Yeah.
So they can't find this pair of whatever sweatpants with this exact logo in this
Yeah.
exact spot, or I
Yeah.
can't find this Nike pair of sweatpants with it has the swoosh, but I need the Nike sign with the swoosh and the word Nike. And
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
it's not that serious, guys.
N
Just find an
no.
item that's very, very similar. If it's not drastically cooler or have a sick pattern or like color blocking or like a huge spell out or something like that, just find an item that's as similar to it as you possibly can get and then just
Yeah.
price it accordingly. Because I promise you, the item that you have is not that rare and it's not that awesome. When you find something like that, you know it. But chances are you're not going to underprice your Lauren Ralph Lauren wool pants. It's just not going to be a thing.
Yeah, for general mall clothing and the bread and butter stuff, it's like just look for a similar item.
Hmm.
That's it. Yeah, don't need to be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep.
But yeah, good question. Bobby says, I sold for a MLM company and I quit that and
Mm,
sold all the pottery, home decor on eBay. Nice.
nice.
When my kids were little, I was shocked how high auctions went. I'm struggling some now with the
With
modern
the
eBay.
modern
Yeah.
eBay. Yeah.
Yeah. eBay's different.
Unfortunately,
eBay's
a lot of
changing.
people are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a different day and age now. And Josh Galt said it perfectly on his live stream earlier that go into war mode. This is the way it is now. And
Hmm.
the eBay call yesterday voiced it that this they're very pleased with the way things are going, and there's more changes coming, but they're not undoing anything that they've done.
Yeah.
So this is the new norm, and they're very pleased over there at eBay. So
Yeah.
just because it sucks for us doesn't mean that they're loving it. So we have to adapt.
Yeah. I mean, their stock went down quite a bit, but then it shot back up. So, and
Yeah,
they're also buying their own stock back.
yeah, of
So,
course. So that's
there's a lot of
probably
things. Yeah.
that's aiding in
Um,
it.
yeah. I mean, they've even said, they're just looking to promote more of those luxury, nicer,
Mhm.
more in demand items. So,
Yep.
Showgirl says just use a text now phone number for Collins. Yeah, either that or we could set up some kind of
Maybe like some type of
hop
Zoom
on
or
board.
something.
Yeah. Definitely this is going to
Yeah.
be an evolving thing and we want to include
Yeah.
you guys, we want to include the community. You're streaming
Yep.
on your channel, so there's people
Yep.
coming over that I've never seen. So,
Yep.
um, but the goal
I
is to
appreciate
just
you
be
guys
able to,
coming over too.
yeah, yeah. I mean, 84 people at, I mean, I don't know
Nine
if you're
o'clock,
in bed,
9:30.
but I
Yeah.
go to bed at 9. So,
Yeah.
um, I'm an early riser, I guess. But
Yeah, me too.
let's see. P Tarog says sell through is everything.
Sell
Yep,
through is everything. Yeah.
absolutely. You mean you don't pick up Forever 21 skinny jeans, women's size 2?
Yeah,
Yep,
those are
I used
bangers
to.
right there. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yep.
used to. Unfortunately, I did.
I still got them 3 years later.
Mhm. Yep.
Um,
Nobody wants
I'm in
those.
LA. It's not bad here. It's probably far as sourcing.
Yeah. I'm sure you're getting killer stuff. Really good stuff.
Um, Doug says learning from other resellers on YouTube and joining a Patreon group are the two best things that have helped me. No need to reinvent the wheel. Yeah,
Yeah.
that thank you, Doug. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Thanks,
I
Doug.
agree. Like in anything you do that you try to get better at, you always try to like get a coach or a mentor, go to school
Yeah.
for it. Like, what is the point of all those things? It's to like fast track you so you don't make mistakes. Like
Yeah.
lifting weights, for example. Like I can go to the gym and just start lifting like crazy,
Yeah.
but the technique, all that
Yeah.
effort, and everything is gonna be like for nothing because I didn't have
Yeah.
a coach to help me, you know?
Yeah. And
So,
you're not going to get as far as you could without injuring yourself. That's for sure.
yeah.
So you just want to
Yeah, there
be you want to be learning from someone that's already made all the mistakes that you're going to make.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. Learn from the people that are at where you want to be, and,
Yeah.
where that could just be one step ahead, just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, wow, I learned a lot from that."
Yeah.
But
I
yeah, I
can't show you
appreciate
how to
that.
make 1,000,000, but I can show you how to make six figures. I've done
Mhm.
that a couple times now, so
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
get you there.
Yeah, 100%. Christine says, "I'm just now listing." That's
Yeah,
okay.
it doesn't matter what time you
Just
list as long as they get listed.
Yep. $5 super
Felipe
chat.
Silva, hey,
Yeah, Felipe, thank you. So he says, "Thank you guys for the good information. My daily goal is 500. If doesn't matter if it's one item or 10, 6 days per
go.
week items that are worth 40 or more." Yeah.
That's a great business model. Very great business model.
It, I mean, just like looking back at your numbers last October, you're
Mhm.
doing better, but you're
Yeah,
selling less.
selling
Your
less.
ASP is up.
And I work less hours.
Who
It's
doesn't
a
want
win.
that? Like, I don't
Right.
under like I just maybe there are people that like that, but for me,
Yeah.
if you can work less, source less, and make more money,
Yeah.
I mean, well, you probably have to
It's
source more, but at least
well,
doing
yeah.
less listings.
Well, I mean, and it depends on the amount of items that you're trying to list. If you're trying to list 90 items a day, you're gonna have to source more. Trust me, because I was doing 90 a day, 7 days a week. I'd have to source two days a week minimum. Uh,
Mhm.
and so, and then that led me into picking up a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have been picking up. So,
Yeah.
trust me, it works better if you do a model like Felipe is when you're focusing on high ASP items. It's just going to be much simpler for you.
Mhm. Especially when eBay's pretty much come out and said they're all about
We
that.
want high ASP items. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Ryan Taught to Profit says, I have tried listing at specific times, listing sporadically, listing at set times each day. There was no difference in sales or traffic. Yeah. Same here.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey,
So,
Blair.
Valeda's World. I hope I said that right. Probably not. But I went to Buckhead, Atlanta, but I don't know good items when I see them. So I fill my basket with what I think is good. Then I sit and go through them. It was okay, I guess.
That's the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
Absolute perfect way to do it. Because the one thing you don't want to do, right, is look up every single individual item as you're looking. Because then some guy like Bo and me will come by and grab the items that you're not picking up because we know that they're valuable. So
Yeah.
grab whatever it looks like could be valuable. Go find your corner, look everything up, check for stains, holes, or check and see if there's battery corrosion on your electronic devices and random
Yeah.
things like that. So that's the way to do it.
I mean, that is exactly how you get good at something. You don't
Mhm.
know what's good, but you're just picking it up. But
Yeah.
you will know what's good the more you do that.
Yeah. Some people have an eye though, man. Like they can look at an item and be like, that looks like money, you know?
Yeah. That is another thing, like, for me that took time, like patterns and the
Hmm.
camo and, knowing what wool looks like and,
Yep.
silk and linen, so it's like, yeah, you can have an advantage if you're doing more of the bins because 'cause you're just able to go faster.
Right.
That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Junk Monkey in the
What's
house.
up,
What's
Rob?
going
How you
on?
doing, brother?
Good to see ya. I'm a
You a
reseller. It's
reseller?
good
What's
to
going
see
on?
ya. Junk Monkey, what's going on? Showgirls, come on over here by Destin. I got some places to show you.
Yeah, I gotta hit that town up. I want to go there on vacation at least once in my life.
Oh, is that close to you?
No, not at
No.
all. It's in Florida.
All right. Tango says, I have noticed, though, just like you say, if I miss a day listing, it really affects my sales.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So
yeah.
I didn't list Saturday, and Monday sales sucked. Sundays were great, but Mondays were in the can. And I'm pretty sure this because I didn't list on Saturday.
Yeah. William in the group mentioned something. He's like, man, I never look at my analytics, and he's like, I just checked today, and he's like, he's been on a roll with listing 5 a day for a while now.
Mhm.
He says my traffic tab is just straight up, just
Yeah,
going up.
rocket ship.
Um,
Absolutely.
w- while the sales are not like that's not the indicator for sales, but it's just showing
Mhm.
that eBay's at least doing their part by at least putting your items on the
Yeah,
pages.
right.
So, um, but yeah, even that's not enough because it's got to be a good item. But yeah, good point, Tango. Deirdre, drive 2 hours to Houston and clean up until I realized I was cleaning up the wrong things.
I think you can have a tremendous amount of results at the Houston Dens. Number one, it's a huge freaking town, right? But on top of that, there's like I'm thinking there's 6 Benz locations,
Yeah,
so there's a lot of opportunity there. Even though there's a boatload of competition, you can clean up, especially if you know now you know that you were cleaning up with the wrong things. So now you know not to pick those items up anymore, and you can really maximize your time there. 2 hours away is about as far as I drive. I
yeah.
drive a little less for the bins, but it can definitely be worth it. Especially like if you're going on an overnight trip, you get your hotel room and then you hit it 2 days in a row. You leave with a carload full.
Is that when you went with Chris?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yep. Yeah.
very good. Yeah, Showgirl says I get 90% of my stock from storage
Mm,
auctions and
storage
buy at
auction.
places, $1 each.
Mm,
Pretty good.
okay. Yeah.
Very nice. Hotel rates are cheaper in winter above Tampa. Winter at Tampa and below is high season, and hotels are higher.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that information because I definitely wouldn't have known. I'd have just been thinking, oh, well, I'm the dummy that went to Gulf Shores during like peak season and was like, why are the hotels so expensive?
Gotta go
there was
to
nowhere to rent a hotel at all. The beaches were packed. It was crazy. It was a good time though.
jeez. Yeah, it'd be fun. Uh, I don't know. The humidity would probably kill me, but it's okay.
It was
Um,
still a great time. I went swimming the whole time. So
yeah,
what humidity?
yeah. Hot, hot, warm oceans.
It's warm water.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Ball bag Chris, I just
What's up,
started
man?
cross listing to Poshmark. Any advice on how to boost on there? Seems
Uh,
extremely social
share.
media based.
Get you a sharing tool. I use Flip. It's free. And just share on there. Like I'm never on Poshmark, and I think I've done pretty good today so far. I've been selling some items. I've sold something on Poshmark since we've been on this live stream. I'm at well $58 for the day so far, but it's also because I hadn't been sharing all day. The sharing tool does. Um, it goes stagnant after a while. So you got to get on here and start it again. But um, if you can get the tool to work, constantly throughout the day for you, and it's sharing your items, you're sharing other people's items, you'll get some pretty good results out of it.
Yeah. I think it's really good for people who have stores in the like 500 to 1,000 to 2,000. I got 10,000 items on there. I can only share almost half my store every day.
Yeah,
I think you could do up to like 9,500 shares on Poshmark a day before you get in trouble. But
yeah,
if my best items in my store only get shared, once every other day, it's like I could miss the boat. So
yeah. And that's the bad part about having a bigger store on Poshmark. I feel like an optimal size store is probably 1,000, and then you could share each of those items. I think the limit on Poshmark is actually like right around 9,500 to 10,000. So you can share your items almost 10 times each. But the bigger your store gets, obviously, the less those items are going to get shared. But
mhm,
Flip cuts you off at 6,000 shares in a day anyway, so you
mhm.
don't even get close to oversharing.
Yep. I switched to Flip. Oh well.
Mm,
I'm a resell. It says ball bag Chris. I just started cross listing on Poshmark too. Still trying to figure it out. Yep. The key is the sharing.
yeah,
It is total social media everything. I think people
yeah,
ask more questions on there too.
I
Like,
think they
what
do
color
too.
is it? What
Yeah,
shoe is this? What shirt is that?
yeah.
It's
They
like
ask
I
a
don't.
lot of random questions.
Yeah, but
And
it's
there's a
all
lot of
good.
scammers on there too. There's a lot of scammers on there as well. Like,
Yep.
oh, I would like you to email me more pictures. I'm really interested in buying this, but the pictures are kind of blurry on my phone. Like,
Yeah.
whatever, dude. I know this is a
S-
scam.
Yeah. I'm from Nigeria. Send it to me. Um,
Yes,
but a lot of people do fall for it too, and it's
I
unfortunate
know.
because it happens on eBay too. Um, but yeah, Ballbag Chris says, yeah, it's very different. All this constant following and sharing people do to help their stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's basically competition with everyone else, right?
yeah.
So,
And
um,
see, for me, like what I said I would never do, I mean, on top of cross listing, was I
yeah,
said I would never get on Depop, and I set up a Depop store today. Mainly because I'm curious to see if I can score some, because I was looking to do online arbitrage. So I got on Depop and I start looking around to see if I could find some items on Depop, and I think I might sell an item or two on there as well. But really trying to reach out and like catch people slipping, buy some stuff for cheaper than it's supposed to be. Person that says, baseball cap when it's really like a wool, like Oakland Raiders hat, sells for $400.
yep.
Yeah, buy that.
Yeah, that'd be good. James, my boring reseller, says I'm gonna start selling used chewed gum. I can get so much for of it for free
Hey,
under tables and
yeah,
benches. Gonna be rich.
Yeah, man.
100%. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
vintage. Vintage
And
gum.
and it's free inventory, so
Yeah.
no buy cost.
There
Although
there is
free
there
doesn't always
is a
mean it's
niche
great.
for that,
Yeah. Yeah. There
where you'll
is.
recycle it. I mean, just
There's a
like,
weird
I
one
think,
out there.
yeah, exactly. Claire said that this morning, I think, was like, searching auctions on eBay for ending soonest and maybe
Yeah.
sniping a few
Yeah,
things.
and that's what got the whole Depop conversation started because
Oh,
it was
okay.
a really great idea, and I did get on there and I did search, but all the comps, like you wouldn't be, I mean, I guess you would be, but like there was people pricing plain polo shirts, collared polos, just blue, small pony, $30 starting price on an auction. What are you guys thinking? You'll never get rid of that item. Not at $30. Not for a plain pony on eBay. It's not happening.
The people, that do that are the ones who bought it, and they go, "Well, honey, you paid 40 for it. It'll go for
Yeah.
30. You
Yep.
wore it. I only wore it one time."
Yeah.
You know, when people say
Yeah.
that at the garage sales, they're
You
like,
know.
"I
Yeah.
just wore it once." It's
I
like, "Yeah,
just
but it's
wore it
still you."
twice. Yeah, bro. I see cat hair all inside these pairs of shoes. There's no more Nike symbol on
Yeah,
the what's the dang sole called?
yeah.
You've rubbed the numbers off the back of the tongue, and you've
I
only
only
worn
wore
this
it
once.
once, but it was for 4 years
Right.
straight.
Got a huge
Uh,
crease in the toe box, and you're like, I only wore it once.
yeah, alright. Sounds good. Jayha says, "Speaking about comps, why are Terapeak comps so much different than 90-day comps? It seems Terapeak shows worse sell-through."
The Terapeak's
It
for a whole year.
Yeah, it does the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's why the 90-day is just it's a good habit to learn and get into because 'cause you're getting the most recent kinda
Yeah.
average of the market of what you're
And then
looking at.
90-day total does reset. So you got to pay attention to that too. So like
Yeah.
every 3 months it resets. So at the beginning of the quarter, when you're going to look up comps and you see one sold in the last 90 days, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. That just means that the
Mhm.
quarter has started over and there's got to be more sales generated within that quarter. So just because you find an item that only one is sold, that doesn't mean it's a bad sell through. It just means that it's only been one since the quarter started.
Yeah. It's a key thing to learn when you just get started.
Yeah,
I don't think you can have any kind of success not learning how to know the market and know how to price things. You
yeah.
can't just make up prices and you can't copy other people's prices.
No, not at all.
Um so ping, you're saying Terapeak comps, yeah, they're over I think they can go as low as 1 year.
Yeah.
But you can do it over a larger data set to see what's selling and
Me personally, I'm not worried about what Terapeak says because the 90-day comps are more along the lines of what I'm looking for. Um,
yeah.
Now if it's like out of season, I might have to check Terapeak for that, but that's still a good indicator of how good the item is. Because if you're selling a parka in the summertime and it's got good comps for the last 90 days, that's probably a really good item. Uh, I mean, it's not really the most logical of things though, because it's a parka in the summertime, but you
Mhm.
know, just never know. You can use
Yep.
Terapeak in those circumstances though. And then there's like other things like Worth Point and stuff too, but that's a paid site.
Yep.
Therapy comes with your store subscription.
Yeah. It has its uses, but I think a lot of people get lost in the sauce, so to speak, and they're like
Yeah,
in there all the time
yeah.
and it's
Therapy's
good.
the gospel.
Yeah. I mean, Junk Monkey makes a good point too. Your listing quality report will tell you exactly what you need to do to get more sales. Yeah, that is like the most comprehensive outlook into your listings in your store.
Yeah,
If you really want to get lost, yeah, look at your listing
yeah.
quality report. But you know,
Sometimes though, man, like I felt when I just looked at mine last month, I felt like
mhm,
my numbers were they were weird because there was three different used men's t-shirt readings in there and some
mm.
sweatshirt readings, and all of them said I was doing better than the other one. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, just confused by that.
Yeah, and also the like the rankings. I think like I'm 200 out of 80,000, and it's like,
Yeah,
really? I mean, is there only 80,000 shirt sellers on eBay? Or
yeah,
like I don't know how they rank that too, but it is
yeah,
really good to see like. what's the average shipping that an eBay seller takes?
Hmm.
How many average photos do they have? There is a lot of good
Hmm.
things in there.
Yep.
Um, like I believe very much in the 80-20 rule. 20% of the sellers on eBay are making 80% of the profits. So
Yeah.
so if you could just be above the next person, as far as
Yeah.
offering better service, same day
Hmm.
shipping or 1 day shipping, you just got to
Yeah.
see it in that way. How can I get on page 1? How could I get on page 2? Because
Yeah.
most of us are selling common items. How
Yeah.
many times have you gone to page 314 to buy a whatever gum,
Never.
used gum?
Never.
So yeah, it's crazy. So, I knew something was gonna change. I just didn't know it was gonna happen this fast, but I'm glad it
Yeah.
did. But yeah. Oh, KL, as far as vintage pieces go, would you only want to purchase it if it has a good sell through rate as well? That's, that's
I mean, it's a good question.
yeah,
It kind of depends. $1,000 Banty is not going to have a great sell-through rate, right? It's just not going to. So it just depends on if the item is desirable, if it looks cool, if it's got the factory stacking, made in the USA,
yeah,
single stitch tag, really sick graphic, or like it's a band tee or like a movie tee or a wrestling tee or racing tee, something like that. Um, Class of Webster Groves High School, 2002, probably not going to be a banger. Very niche item, still vintage, probably not going to be worth paying up for. I
yeah,
personally went to Webster Groves High School, class of 2002, so I might be into that, right?
hmm,
Bo's not going to be interested in that shirt though, so
hmm,
it just depends on what the item is. Honestly, not all vintage is worth picking up.
yeah.
So just be mindful of that.
Like I picked up a bunch of Oregon government camp. There was some camp back in the '80s,
Hmm.
and I'm like, "Who's gonna wear this?" But they were
Yeah,
vintage and on a
yeah,
Hanes tag, and, I listed them all, and they all sold in, like, 2 to 3 weeks, probably, like,
yeah,
10 shirts,
yeah.
and I'm pretty sure I undersold them all, but they all sold within Portland and all
Hmm.
within Oregon because only
Yep,
those people are looking for that.
yep,
Um, so yeah, it depends. That's like, what do I go for? High ASP items and low sell through rate, or low ASP and high sell through rate? You really got
yeah.
to look at your situation and it's like, how much storage do you have?
Yeah.
You know?
And I think if you got a fair amount of storage to work with, like you and I do, as long as the ASP is good off it, I'll hang on to it for a year. I'm not recommending everybody do that, but I've got tons of storage space.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I can hang on to this item for a year and get 35, 45 bucks out of a t-shirt that doesn't take up a lot of space, I'm okay with that because I'm not paying a lot of money for it, you know. Um, but at the end of the day, you just got to wait for the right buyer to come along for certain items. Um, Not all items are going to be very common. Oh, everyone wants one of these types of items. I sold a Bosch Tools employee sweatshirt, right? 40 bucks, but it took me about a year to sell it, because I
Mhm.
had to wait for the right buyer to come along.
Yeah. Especially if you're selling clothing, I think you got to give it a year because of the seasons.
Seasons, yeah. Yep.
All right. But yeah, good question. Johnny Pags in the house.
What's up,
What's
Johnny?
going on? Actually, this guy, hope you're still here, Johnny, but this guy's helped me a lot with real estate. So I'm kind of
Nice.
doing the creative finance deal. And
Awesome. Hmm.
yeah, if you want to learn about real estate, check out his channel. And there's things about real estate that like people really don't know about. Even people who become agents don't even know
Hmm.
creative finance. So
Hmm.
like with all this crazy stuff happening in the housing, 8% interest rates, it's just really hard
Yeah.
for people to buy homes. You got to come up with creative solutions. And
Hmm.
come to find out, just like reselling, you don't know what you don't know until you start really looking into stuff. And
Right.
like I went out and got a coach, Johnny, and
Yeah.
help fast track learning all these terms and
Yeah.
concepts that
Yeah.
are 100% legal.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to me. Like you go to a real estate school to become an agent, but you miss the whole class on
Yeah.
basically a huge way to make, also like meeting sellers' needs, getting the agent paid, and then you can get your foot in the door with investing into real estate. Yes, you can buy homes with no money.
Yeah.
It is possible. Sounds crazy. But yeah, Ryan, Taught to Profit, says YouTube used to have a beta radio feature where it was all within YouTube and people could call in. Does it show as an option for you? No,
No,
that would
it
be
does
nice
not.
though. I don't recall that though.
I don't
Man,
see that as an option. Yeah, man, I haven't been on YouTube that long though. I just started watching YouTube within the last 4 years.
Tango Collection says I just sold skinny jeans size 1.
Well, is that a plus size though, or is that junior size?
Yeah.
Because if it was plus size, I see why. If it was
Mhm.
junior size, wow.
It's great. You gotta rejoice for that. KL says you've recently increased your shipping cost to $8.99 for pieces that weigh less than 16 ounces. Are you still shipping via USPS ground or priority flat rate?
USPS ground.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I ship everything under 1 pound ground advantage.
The
Yeah.
thing is, right, is even with the increase, he's not changing the method, right? So like just because he's charging that much, he's charging a standard shipping, so he can ship it with whatever option that's the cheapest for him.
Like,
Um,
yeah, I had a person that bought an Echo shirt and they go, "Oh, I need it by this date." And it was like $1.50 to upgrade to priority. I was like, sure, no problem. Don't matter. Um, but yeah, it's been like, okay, I went back and I looked at July, how much I made in shipping. I made
mhm.
$560 in shipping. Last month
Yeah,
I made $1,100 in shipping.
yeah, that's about what I normally make is 1,100 on shipping.
Yeah.
I haven't checked my numbers this month though on profit.
But that difference really helps the bottom line. Like,
Yeah, absolutely, because it helps some of your inventory be free.
yeah. Jay Ramsey says the plastic bin storage system has run its course.
Oh,
Finally
bro, I
about to
feel for
start
you.
the box system. Yeah. Thank you
Let's
guys for
go.
showing us how it's done. What
Absolutely.
what SKU number did you get out of that system? Like when did you transition out
Oh,
bins?
see, I didn't start the bins until I got to I probably had about 10 bins of like all types of stuff, clothing and hard goods and stuff like that. And so um I had only been doing reselling for about 6 months at that time, but I also
Yeah.
had like shoe racks and like other shelves with hard goods on it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on clothing only. I'm gonna start with these bins and then just kind of like add a little bit to the inventory system as I go along. And finally, I was just like, screw it. I donated every hard good I had, gave some
Yeah.
away to some friends or YouTubers and stuff like that, and uh, just fire sold the rest of it and just trickled one bin away as they went. Now I
Yeah.
have two
Yeah.
bins full of hats, I have three bins full of shoes, and I have one bin full of old clothing that's not in bags. There's probably like 7 items in that bin, and it's
Mhm.
just gonna
When
stay
one of
until
those
it sells.
sells, that's a good day,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Uh,
Saw an Ice
um,
Cube T-shirt for $15 a couple weeks ago. I was like, yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
6-year turnaround time.
yeah.
No, yeah, I started at about 3,800 items is when I made the switch. So it was a
Mm.
lot.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
have nowhere near that many clothing items. Let's say I probably had about 150 clothing items when I switched over to the bags.
Yeah. Uh, J Haas says to ping standard is 90 days. You can change it though. Valetta's World says thanks guys. You're welcome. Appreciate
No
you.
problem.
Showgirls says bins in PC Pensacola maybe Mobile Alabama, so they aren't too far away.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Sloozy J says, "Are you doing a bins video soon?"
Nope. Sorry, guys. The Benz
Big,
videos are super duper inconvenient for me to film.
yeah,
Now, what I was talking about doing was my sorcerer that when that helps me sometimes goes to the bins. I was gonna strap a GoPro on her, let her, pick up some stuff, and then at the end of the video, like say why I picked up what I picked up and why I didn't pick up what I picked up from her, and let you guys hang out with her for a little bit. But I don't know, we still got to put the final touches on how to get that going.
Yeah.
And just see, because it's really inconvenient for me to be trying to film the the Ben's videos and try to just maximize my time there. Uh, so yeah, sorry
Yeah,
about
because you
that,
gotta.
guys.
Do you pick up the item and then turn the GoPro on and then talk and then turn it off and then like is
See,
that how you
so
do it or?
this is that was the way that I was doing it, but I was only able to get like 12, 13 really good items that way because I'm filming a clip. So I would then what I was start doing towards the end of the time there was just I would load up my car with as many items as I could, but then I'd still have to like go lay the items out and like show you guys, hey, this is what I'm getting, this is why I'm getting it, look up some comps, spit a little knowledge out there. But then after that, even that was still hindering me too much from getting my items, so I just stopped filming them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're on your channel there.
Yeah, there's a boatload of them. You guys can go watch them. There's a whole
Mhm.
year worth.
Yeah. Showgirl says, I love the secondhand stores in
Biloxi. I
Bilio.
didn't go thrifting when I was in Biloxi. I wish I would have. I wasn't into that stuff when I went down there.
Uh, Deirdre says, yeah, I'm trying. Well, you got it. All you can do is try. Better than not,
Yeah,
right?
you know what I mean?
Showgirl says tax write offs and YouTube write offs for travel to source.
Yeah, that's I wrote off the whole trip to Houston. Everything about it was a write off. It was
Nice.
nice.
That's
Yeah,
good. Valletta's World says my bins is an hour and a half drive.
yeah,
Yeah,
mine
that's a
too. Mine's
yep.
about an hour 45 minutes.
And Ping says to J Haas, yes, 90 days for eBay solds, but isn't Terrapeak 2 to 3 years?
Hey, J Rad.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? Hey, how late am I?
It was
Well, it
about
depends on when you put that comment in. So,
it
so
was
you were 39
9:39.
minutes
Yeah,
late. Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry. Oh, and sorry we're late getting to you. You're probably not even
yeah.
here.
It's probably gone by
But
now.
good to see you. I
Yeah.
hope you're doing well, brother. Um, Williams says, "Hey, what's going on?
What's up, William?
You're getting like 4 hours of us today."
Yeah. Aren't you sick of us?
Um, but hope you're doing well, William. Glad I can finally catch a live outside the regular calls.
Yeah, welcome, bro.
Jerry Ride says, "Hey, ping." Showgirl says, "That's right. You have to know the tourist seasons in different parts of Florida to save." Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Miss Lachey
Go
says,
roast
"Go
some
roast some
marshmallows.
marshmallows." All
Yeah, he's
right.
got a beautiful place he's staying at right now too.
Oh, is he on his
He's
vacation?
on vacation. Yeah, Smoky Mountains.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, you'll have to go live from uh,
They put a video
off
out earlier.
off set.
Hmm.
Ping says, "Hey Jake, good to see everybody. I mean, 91 people and it's 8 o'clock. That's crazy. We love
Yeah,
you guys. That's awesome. I
yeah,
mean,
thanks,
we
guys.
can go on with the topic. Even if you're catching us on the replay, we want to know, just like doing the soul searching today and just going like, what is the things that I wish I knew now, that I know now that I wish I knew before I started, and how
Yeah.
would that changed my business? I'll just go real quick. The things that I wish that I knew was really the heart and determination that it takes to really go full time.
Hmm.
I thought, oh, if I just watch a few YouTube videos, even get a little coaching, it's going to be easy. And it's not. It's not
It's
easy.
not.
And starting any business is not easy, but it
Hmm.
just took a lot more than I thought when I first
Yeah.
started.
There's nothing
So,
easy about reselling unless you do
yeah.
one a day.
Yeah, if it's for like a hobby, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. J Haas responding to ping. I'm on Terapeak right now. You can adjust from 30 days all the way to 3 years. Okay.
All
See,
right.
I don't use
Good deal.
Terapeak, so but it's a good source to be able to check the markets and seasonality for things. But I don't use it.
Yeah.
Uh, Jake says, James, when are you back making videos?
He put out a video on his The Soul Business channel today from vacation.
Yeah, it is nice to take a break though. Um, Showgirl says, I grew in California. I have to be near ocean. Florida is nice. It's much better than California by far. Weather,
Mhm.
rent, and locals. Yeah, sounds fun. Bobby says, unfortunately, I really feel like the lives are totally affecting Poshmark. Some bots came through and joined under my name. I didn't invite, and my sales changed since.
Mm.
I don't know. I I don't know what I think about the live stuff, but
Me neither. I think they're bringing it to eBay real soon too, so
I, yeah,
we'll have
I
to
was
see
gonna
what
say I think
happens.
it's like get used to it. I don't think it's going away. I think
No, it's
it's gonna
not.
see more of it.
Yeah.
Um, Jake says, "Nice haircut, Bo. Hey, thanks. Appreciate
Mm.
it. My hair, when my hair grows, it's like an afro, so gotta keep it short."
Mm.
Bob Actress says, "Laugh out loud. I already had one of
Yeah,
these scammers asking for
yeah.
pics. Send it
That's
to
that
me."
Poshmark scam.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Landshark Picker, what's up, guys? Good to
What's up,
see you.
Craig? How you doing, bro?
Welcome. Showgirl says, I don't like the bins. I thought I would vomit on my way back. That stuff
Mm.
reeks of pee and poop death. It's really pungent.
Mm.
Don't know how you do it.
Mine
Uh,
doesn't smell like that. Thank the
yeah,
Lord.
the bins are all just different.
Yeah,
Everyone's different. Even the one from closer to me versus the one in Portland, it's like just total different.
yeah.
So,
Wow.
but yeah, that would make it
James
tough.
James has found a tremendous amount of stuff on vacation.
Wow, good stuff. Did he
Wow, dude.
go, locally or did he go, like, out of
No, this
state?
is all like out of state and like Tennessee.
Cool.
Wow.
That's fun.
Sheesh.
That's what makes reselling fun. When you do
Yeah.
travel, you can write off
Yeah.
whatever. But know what says, "One thing I like with Poshmark is that they protect the seller. They won't accept a return unless you really mess up. Wish eBay was like that."
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that Poshmark does that eBay should be doing.
Yeah.
I think the whole bundle thing is
It's
growing on
great.
me versus
Yeah.
like the sending invoice thing on eBay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I
But
make a lot of sales in bundles, and I'm actually surprised because, uh, with eBay you can do the combined orders and stuff like that, but then you have to turn around and send them an invoice, offer them for shipping discount and all this and all that. So there's certain things Poshmark has right versus eBay, and then there's certain things eBay has right versus Poshmark. There's
yeah,
definitely pros and cons to each of the platforms.
yeah. And I mean eBay stole from Poshmark the
Yeah.
Watchers, so
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Poshmark's still in promoted from eBay, so we'll see how
Yeah.
that goes.
Bobby says it was crazy. It gets crazy during the holidays. I noticed bracing for the kind of customers that come out of the woodwork this time of year. Had one Saturday. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
crazy
Not
people
looking
out.
forward to that.
Their Black Friday deals. Back
Yeah,
in 2001, eBay could sell you a used paperclip for big money. Today, there's tons of sellers. It's really hard to sell.
yeah.
Yeah, things are quite different.
That's
I
why you
look,
just gotta be 20% better than the rest.
yeah, I look solds up on Google. eBay is a bunch of sellers that sells way too low because they don't have a clue.
You get a lot
Yeah,
of that too. That's why you gotta check the comps thoroughly. And then also, like she said, do checks on different platforms too.
hmm,
Sometimes you might not find what you're looking for on eBay and you gotta go to Google. That's gonna be the only
yeah,
way you find it. So
yeah.
Mike,
Yeah, Mike's in the house. What's up, fellas? Yo, I found a Motorola Bluetooth earpiece valued at $100 inside the pocket of a jacket I found at the bins today.
sweet
Boom.
double whammy.
Yeah, that's
There
good.
you go.
Who was it in the group that found like uh, $800? I think it was, or
Oh
was it
man, I can't
Roger
remember.
or someone? Someone in the group came up big, like the most
I
I've
don't
ever
know.
seen.
Yeah,
But it's
I
pretty
know
crazy
Rogers
what.
found a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He
Um,
found pew pews in the bins. All
yeah.
right, bro, that
It's
thing's
crazy.
definitely got a body on it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Never know.
yeah.
Valletta says, guy on Depop keep trying to get me to sell him P-wing turtleneck for 250. One sold on eBay for 450 to send it out of the country. He tried to get me
Uh-huh.
to send it to New York.
Don't do it.
You paid
Don't do it.
12.
I wouldn't
Mm.
send it out of the country. Combo
Bombo's
World, what's going
World.
on?
What's up, Big Marcus? How many items do you have on your eBay store?
Like 2,200. 9,200. I'm sorry.
92.
9,200.
Nice. That's good. Has your store
Hey,
grown
Hillary.
at all?
No, it hasn't gotten higher than 93.
Yeah. What's up, Hillary? Good to see you. Evening, everyone. Yeah. Hi, Hillary, says Valletta's World. What's going on,
Hey,
Profit Monsters
Drewski.
in
What's
the
going
house?
on, man?
Hey, Marcus, just wanted to pop on and say you're doing an amazing job in standing for truth and serving God around the world, and it's awesome thing to see.
Thanks,
It
bro.
is.
Really appreciate it,
Amen.
man. I get a lot of joy from serving the Lord, man. It's the most important thing I can do in this lifetime.
Working in purpose. It's so
Yep.
beautiful. Um, Showgirl says it's shipping and handling supplies to print and pack are not free.
No, they're not free. But if you use the store coupon, they're mostly free. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Notice that they're always like not enough. The coupon's
Yeah,
never
it's just
enough.
like $5
Think,
short of what you need.
whatever. I guess
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Run the comp says
What's up,
salute.
Fino?
Good
How
to
goes
see
it,
ya.
man?
Tango says the jeans were tiny but long. They were a one regular, 25 waist,
Yeah, that's that
31
junior
inches.
size. How long did you
Um,
have those for?
yeah, that's another good one. Good question. The changing tuber just really promotes using tote storage. When you have to stack them over three high, they self destruct.
Yeah,
Way too much work. Yeah.
yeah. And if you get the cheap ones, they crack. Like real bad, or the lids
Yep.
cave in.
Yep. The ones from Winco. Um, Pensacola, Mobile, Alabama is pronounced Mobile. PC is
Yeah,
Panama City. See, I'm way off. Tango Collections. I've almost sold all my hard goods off that
nice.
I've had for about a year. I had to take a huge discount. Yeah.
Yeah,
See, hard goods are hard to store.
yeah.
So,
They take up so much space.
I mean, versus clothing, it's not like
Yeah,
hard. It's just versus what I
yeah,
sell. So,
yeah.
KL says, "What is your daily listing goal for your first year starting on eBay?"
I was doing like 10 a day my first year. That
Yeah,
was
I
like the
started at 10 a
highest.
day.
Mm.
Yeah,
I was
I
doing
started
like
with
five.
DVDs.
I was doing like five or something like that because first I was doing like sneakers and just like whatever I could find. Some days I do 14, some days I do three, But when I got serious about it, I started doing 10 a day. Uh, and I did that for a few months. Then I went up to like 14, then I went up to 15, then I went up to
Yeah.
16. I finished out my second year doing 33 a day.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and then now I'm back down to 30
You were adding one more every month, right? I think
every
I
month.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a good way
For
to do it.
for a couple months, and then I went from 20 to 30. I jumped
Okay.
up from 20 to 30.
Mhm.
Like the last 6 months of my first full-time year rather.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So my first year on eBay, I got in like I want to say 2021. I was just like doing 5 to 10 for like the first, 8 months or so around there. And then towards the end of the year, I was like, all right, I really got to take this serious. And I started doing 10 a day consistently, started trying to build up a draft bank. And then I went up to like 14 around the beginning of February ish, somewhere around there. And just kind of gradually increased until I got to 20 around July. And then from July, I went up to 30. And I did that
Mhm.
all year long. The last 2 months of the year, I raised it up to 33. And then I bumped it up to 50 a day in January. And then I did 50 all the way up until, as recently as September. And I changed it from 50 a day. And that was live. I was doing 70 a day to do those 50 a day. And
Yeah.
then I bumped it up to 90 a day in order to go sourcing an extra day a week because I wasn't finding enough good quality stuff. Just doing 90 a day in one trip. I was buying all crap I shouldn't have been buying. And that's how I got into listening to Old Navy and the Banana Republic and all that stuff. And I was just like, this
Yeah.
ain't where it's at.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty nice, the
Yeah.
change. So,
Mm.
Showgirl says, "Man, several secondhand places in Biloxi,
Biloxi.
pretty
Yeah.
Biloxi, pretty amazing prices."
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check
I
it
love
out
small towns.
one of these times when I go to Biloxi again. I have to check it out.
Miss Lachey says, "What I'd wish I had known: take very, very few people seriously on YouTube.
Mm,
Most people who sound very confident in what they are saying don't actually have a clue."
that's so true.
100%.
Facts.
You
Yeah.
have to know who is the person off the camera too, because a lot of
Yeah.
people just start YouTube just to get attention,
A
or
lot of people
you
are
know
trying to be the new Harry Tornado.
that. I mean, in a lot of niches, it's like how much can I tap into your dopamine so you'll watch me, but I will provide
Yeah.
no value. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god. But
Yeah.
yeah, YouTube has a purpose, but I think when it gets abused, that's abnormal use, and that's
Yeah.
you see a lot of abuse, with
Well,
all sorts of things on YouTube. But as far as like
mm,
education and learning, it can be a great resource and tool.
yeah, that's the main reason why I go to YouTube. But I know a lot of people are like, how long did it take you to grow a following? And like, do you attach your store to your, and I know that their whole goal is to grow a following to sell items to their audience. And
Yeah.
I don't even share my store with you guys because I don't want you guys going over there looking at it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I still have over 21,000 people following me on that store. So it's very easy for you guys to find, you know what I mean? But I don't share my eBay store for a reason.
Mm,
That's because it hurts my metrics when you guys go look at it. You know what I mean?
hmm.
So I do eBay seriously. You know what I mean? I'm not doing eBay for play. I'm not doing eBay. I'm not doing YouTube to sell you guys anything. I prefer you guys don't go buy anything from my eBay store, but there's people that do. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I just want you guys to watch the content.
hmm. Yeah, and like a lot of people that try to sell you like their products, like they brand their own products, so
Mhm.
they have like their own Shopify or
Yeah,
like sending you to eBay, and it's like I don't know.
yeah,
It's never made sense to me, and they're really pushing the social sharing on eBay too. And it's like
yeah.
if I
I'm not
shared it,
following suit.
yeah, no one's gonna buy anything. Do you
Yeah,
guys want an Old Navy shirt?
yeah.
Give it to you. Send
I
it
got
to you
about
for
50
free.
of them.
Yeah, send me all
Maybe way
50.
more. Yeah,
Wear them all at once.
yeah.
J Ride says, "Still here. Good to see you. I
Okay.
hope you're still here.
Yeah.
We'll see."
This is
50
it.
comments
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Biff
Biff
Boffo
Boffo.
says,
What's going on, man?
"I'm pretty sure the 90-day solds is a rolling list.
Yeah,
It shows souls
absolutely.
going back to August 11th."
Well, that is
Yeah,
weird. It's not
I've always
supposed to do that. I mean, I guess it
yeah,
can. Is this on the app? Or are you looking on the computer?
I've always thought it was a rolling average unless I
Yeah.
haven't checked in a while, but they're changing stuff all the time, doesn't surprise me. So, but yeah, good point, Biff Boffo. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Grant Sachs says, "Is selling 5 to 6 items a day on 1,000 pieces of clothing still good? What is the sell through rate?"
Sell-through rate is how many of those items sell versus how many of them are listed. And 5 to 6 items a day on 1,000, I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not bad. You know, you could be doing a little better, but you're not doing bad. As long as here's the thing: are you listing 50 a day to get 5 or 6 sales? Because then it's bad. If you're listing, 10 to 12 items a day and you're selling 5 or 6, then that's great. I would say
Yeah,
that that's right where you need to be at.
yeah. I mean, the 1% rule is a good rule for the first, couple hundred to 1,000
Yeah.
items. Like if you're
Once you get
selling
that night,
1% of your store,
tell you, I'm not selling 90 items a day. I got 9,200 items listed. I'm not
yeah,
1% sold through. So
yeah.
it just depends.
Um,
What's up, Andy?
Good to see you, Andy. Smiling. Showgirl says, "I did bins P in Panama
Panama
City."
City.
Getting the lingo
Yeah.
now. One
Yeah.
time a few months ago, yucky
It's a
poo
yucky
poo.
poo poo.
Wow, I couldn't even imagine the bins there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Never smelled a Benz in
Um,
Cali or GA. Yeah, I've never smelled a Benz.
yeah. Matt's
Matt, what's
Profit
going on?
Pursuit, where I live. You go to the bins in Portland and the bins in Milwaukee's gross. Yeah, that's
Mm,
where I experienced like wet clothes being rolled out
yeah,
into a bin,
nice.
and they're
I
all
have
like
experienced
moist.
that before. It's definitely moist
I mean, they smelled really moldy too.
and mildewy.
Yep. But yeah, not all bins are the same. I've yet to see like a bins where it's like, wow, this is really clean and nice, and the people are so great here.
The
I don't know,
Benz
does
in
that
Bridgeton
exist?
is pretty clean. It's, pretty clean as far as bins go. I've
It
never
is
been
really
to a
clean.
really nice bins though. Like I just don't think those exist.
Yeah. Felipe says, when you guys go to Tennessee, please go to Anakita
Keista.
and thanks me later. All right.
Okay. All
Is
right.
that a town? A
I
store?
guess so. Gotta be. It's probably a town.
That's good. Love it. I love the tips. Run the Comp says eBay got the market share and Poshmark closing down internationally.
Yeah. I mean, it
There's
is what it
something to
is. You
that.
know what I mean? They probably realized it wasn't smart for them to be trying to grow a company that isn't profitable already. So smart thing to do is abort the bunk mission and focus on what's actually working, which is here in the good old US of A.
The crazy thing is like, and I don't know what the ratio is, but like most companies that we see that are like big aren't profitable.
Yeah,
It's pretty crazy.
yeah,
You know, it's
yeah,
like they're like we do stuff for profit. Like I'm not just doing this to break even. But could you
yeah,
imagine running your business and you're not profitable every month?
yeah, yeah. It's
I
crazy.
don't know. So Robert says I'm going to the bins tomorrow. Well, good luck, Robert. Hopefully you find
Yeah,
some
good luck.
whatever,
Yeah,
not some Old Navy. Will William said, "I talked to my wife about thrifting while on vacation, and she said, why can't we just do something as a family and enjoy vacation?
hey, well, you
It's
gotta
never like
keep
that."
the wife happy. Tell her
Yeah.
all you need to do is go to one thrift store a day
Yep.
for 5 minutes,
Barter.
buy one item, and the trip is paid for. The
Yeah.
trip's a write off.
And you have to wear the item the entire time on vacation.
Yeah, just get a hat. It'll be simple.
Mhm. Yeah. Andy
I'm sure
says,
you did, Andy.
found some good drugs at the bins. Yeah.
I found some
Some
paraphernalia at
pills
the bins
rolled.
for sure. Mm,
Yeah. There was one of my first bins experiences. Someone broke glass, like glass
mm,
broke in the bins, and the guy
mm.
just like walked away. So it's like anyone can go digging in there and just
Yeah,
like get all cut
yep,
up. And I'm like, oh man, this place is a
yeah,
treasure.
yep.
But yep, new world. William says, I told her we could pay for the vacation with thrifting and it's a tax write off. She didn't believe me until I showed her text video.
Well, there
There
you
you go.
go. That'll make her a believer.
I mean, Cheryl, your
Mhm.
CPA has a lot of those
Yeah,
little tips
yeah.
and tricks for all that
She
stuff.
bought a $80,000 truck and it's a write off because she every time she leaves the house to drive it, she goes and buys something for the business. Whether that means she buys ink pens when she goes to the grocery store, it is technically a business trip.
Hmm.
So she knows her stuff. She told me to put a sticker on my car promoting one of my businesses, and I can write off all the car expenses. So
Yeah.
thank you, Cheryl. You're the bee's knees.
It so pays to have someone that really knows their stuff because your
Yeah,
tax bill will be the largest bill you pay over your lifetime.
yeah.
Why not hire someone that's gonna help? Like, what do you pay
Lower
her
it.
what, like
Hmm.
500 a year to do your taxes, or is
No,
it
dude,
based
not
on?
even like a 300 something bucks. It's so
And you
cheap.
made that back,
Yeah, yeah.
like
And the
she wrote
deductions that
off.
she got
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yep.
Yeah. Um, I think he asked that already, but
Yeah, it's a
you're doing
repeat
good. I
question.
mean, you're doing good. 5, 6 a day with 1,000 pieces. It's
It
better
could
than
be a
one a
lot
day.
worse. Yep.
Yeah. Deirdre says, "Gotta learn lots. I bought a few large lots of jeans in instead of listing smaller sizes individually. I decided to lots of 4 by size, but I've got to do research how it's done."
Yeah, I don't do
Yep.
any lots. I mean, there's money there, but I'm not messing with it.
I like selling things in lots if
Yeah,
they don't go well as an individual. Run the comp says, "If I could go back to the beginning, sell through."
sell
Yep,
through. Absolutely.
100%.
Yep.
100%. Um, Hillary says, "I had a good experience with eBay protecting me as a seller recently. Buyer wanted to return some ink they bought more than 30 days ago. It was new with tags, but they opened it and used it. I offered a partial refund." Yeah.
And she said the seller escalated it to eBay, and then eBay closed the case in my favor, so the buyer didn't even get the partial refund I offered. That's good, because I had a buyer just rip me off on some Beta brand pants. I messaged them and I was like, "Hey, you ripped me off," and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "You sent me back the wrong pants." They're like, "Oh, I did I?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm like, They're like, well, "How do we go about solving this?" I'm like, "Send me back my pants." They're like, "I took them to the tailor." Like, so they had it in my messages, and eBay still told me I had to refund the guy his money. I'm like, "That's freaking great, eBay. You see right here that he ripped me off. He admitted to not having the pants or sending me back the wrong pants, and you guys are still gonna side with the buyer." Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
Chris
is what it
says,
is.
"Yes, I quit buying eBay tape with the coupon because they kept upping the price. It used to be like $1 more than the coupon. Now it's 11.
I don't
That
know. I just
tape's
bought
terrible."
two. I bought two packages of it, and I only had to pay like $3 with my coupon.
Junk Monkey says, "Talking about Portland and Winco, you must be in the PNW." Yep. Pacific
You guys are making up
Northwest.
words now. You
Yeah.
guys are making up
We're
things.
just talking
Just
abbreviations.
mumbo jumbo.
Yep. Okay, that's what you read.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good, Hillary. That's good that
Yeah.
they're at least paying
Congratulations,
attention.
Hillary.
Let's see. Mr. Church says you should teach that cat to play God. Was there a cat in my background?
It probably was.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That would go
Kitty
viral.
cod. Yep.
Yeah, Bo would be rich.
Yeah, and then start a YouTube channel about it.
Yeah.
Showgirl says, "I started shelving in boxes after my first vlog on Dixon's. Takes
Hey.
me 60 seconds to unlock storage, walk in and pull one item." Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
different. So
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, love it.
2 weeks for the skinny jeans. That's crazy. Good
That's
job.
pretty
Good
good.
job, man.
Yeah, that's a
Forever
great sale.
21 skinny jeans.
Run the Comp says, "Just moved to Olympia." Very cool.
Where's that at?
In Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Nice.
By just outside of Seattle. Very
Okay.
good. That's awesome. I love it here. I mean, yeah, I know it rains like 12, 13 months out of the year, but who cares? Showgirls says Biloxi.
It's
I'm
2
saying it
hours
wrong.
from
I don't
her.
care.
Okay.
2 hours from here.
That's good.
All right. That's good. We're learning from some traveling places. That's great.
Yeah, geography.
Um, Tom Dank says, "I enjoy your guys' content. Positivity brings profitability." Yeah.
Absolutely.
Um, there's this quote by John Gordon. He says, "Being positive doesn't guarantee you will succeed, but being negative will guarantee you won't."
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I guess if I'm negative, it's impossible to not, have that emotion coming through your life, but you can't
Yeah.
stay there. Like, don't stay parked in a negative state of mind for,
Right.
too long, because you got to
Yeah.
break out
It's
of
not
it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But no, it's good. I love that. Grand says 10 to 15 listings a day. All right. Yeah, just
Okay.
take time. It takes time for your sales to catch up to your listing goal, especially if you're just listing average items. Showgirl says $11 for eBay tape. I would be afraid to use eBay stuff. The porch pirates only appreciate you paste eBay all over it. Just need batteries to make it a neon sign package so they could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that's
big
true.
arrow pointing to the package. Come
Yeah, and
take
it's
me
like
down.
it's a used shirt. The smell was in my car. The bin stuff reeks. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't pick
Sorry.
anything up that's got any strong odors. Like I've
Uh-uh.
smelled stuff that has like cigarette smoke, and I'm just like, yep, that's going back.
Yeah.
You know, just not
Miss
doing it.
Lachey says hi to Hillary. Ryan says the first time I went to the bins, I found a used diaper.
Sweet.
Jeez, guys, I'm sure we can come up with a huge list of what people have found at the bins.
Yeah,
It's good,
definitely.
right? Hillary says, "What's up?" Brian says, "Bridgeton, is that
Yeah,
St. Louis?
Bridgeton. It's St. Louis County. It's like
Is that
more
the one
closer to St. Charles.
you don't go to that one, or you do?"
I go to the downtown one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Showgirl says the bin stuff had some weird drug stuff in it when I washed it at the washateria. I didn't check pockets. Ooh.
Yeah, you gotta check pockets.
Yep. I enjoy your guys' content. Oh, well, maybe I don't know.
It's a duplicate one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. eBay products are expensive. Yeah, isn't that
Yeah, it's
something?
just another way for them to make money from us.
Yeah, yeah. Hustle at Home Mom goes to a pretty nice bins in Utah, the best and most civil I've seen. Huh.
I've been to some
That's good.
pretty uncivilized bins, and I'd say so far the most civilized one I've been to is the one that I go to.
It is.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
hands down, hands down.
Yeah. Tango says a rural squirrel has a video about which bins are good in several cities. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a master at it, dude. She's,
It,
I've been at the bins with her
yeah.
several times, and she's a riot to go with. But she's been all over the United States going to the bins. But I know she loves the good old St. Louis bins for sure.
I think if she wrote a book just about like reselling from the bins and then like giving
Yeah,
little like details, I'd buy
hmm,
that. Just
yeah,
because it's like a travel guide, and we're talking about
yeah,
traveling and reselling. I think that
yep,
I mean, there's not a bins in every state, but most likely, if
yeah,
you guys are traveling, you're gonna be close to one.
yeah,
Um, But yeah, so Rural Squirrel is a great channel for that.
yeah.
Kitty Cod says I'd subscribe to that channel. Yeah, Kitty's playing Call of Duty. Yeah, our cats are crazy, so they might. Mike says that message about the cat was supposed to be to my buddy, but y'all are on another screen. I tried to delete that message, but it was funny to hear you read. Yeah, I
Mm,
was wondering. I thought it was
oh,
somewhat relevant, but
yeah,
you know. It's all good. 803 Trend says, "Hi guys, I have a house in Pittsburgh and I'm setting up my photo area in a small closet. Just made a YouTube short showing it. Shout out, please, loyal viewer here." Yeah,
yes,
I think that's great. I think, in my opinion, everyone should have a YouTube channel sharing their
yeah,
journey. The hardest part is starting, so I applaud you. Keep
yeah,
going, keep setting a goal, and yes, check out their channel to follow
yeah,
along their journey. That's
yeah,
awesome. Get started.
yeah. She's
Legit
perfect
laugh out
for
loud. All right, we're winding it down here. I'm trying to go as fast as possible. Tom Danks says, "Sorry, I misspelled the first one. I have dyslexia." Hey, no
It's all
worries.
good, brother. We understood.
Um, Red
Hey,
Dirt Picker
Brian.
says,
Oh man.
"What the good word? Good to see you. Be sure to hit the thumbs up to bring in those sales." Yeah,
Yep,
like people have
absolutely.
said, we're
We have
working
been.
under the table for eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, very good. Run the comp says, "Peace. Have a productive night,
All
folks.
right,
Good
Fino,
to
take
have
it
you.
easy, bro.
Appreciate you." Uh, Ping says to Mike says, "I have two monitors and I often type the message on the wrong screen and then have to remove it and then move to the correct monitor. So much for multitasking." Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Hey, Linda,
Linda,
appreciate you.
always with the super chats. Welcome.
Sweet. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. You didn't have to, but thank you. Brian says, "I have not been to the downtown one yet. Do they rotate the bins? They don't at
No,
Bridgeton, and I don't think Casey does."
they don't rotate at our locations, which I'm totally
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah. For a non-rotating bins, I think you find better stuff than I do. And mine rotate
Yeah.
every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, um, Junk Monkey says, "I've been to Hustle at Home Mom's Bins in Utah. Seemed great for clothing sellers."
Utah seems great for every reseller in general.
I mean, Tommy Picks on Instagram He buys
Mm,
out storage units in Utah and
yeah,
finds amazing stuff.
yeah.
So Utah's where it's at. Shout out J Ride. I don't know if you're still here, Jake. Do you go to
Been,
the bins in Utah? Probably
have
not.
you been to the bins near Worlds of Fun? I don't even know where that is, my friend.
Sounds fun though.
Mm,
Um, I do that every day. Good job. Good evening,
all
all.
day.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Linda says, thank you. I always learn so much from you. Linda, thank you. Awesome. Everyone
Linda's the
here that has
best.
come and subscribed to our channel and watch us just talk into the
Yeah,
night.
you guys rock.
Yeah, I really believe time is the most valuable currency. So I thank you all for your time. Appreciate that. Biff Boff says adult or kids
It was
diaper, Ryan.
definitely an adult diaper. 90-year-old man.
Oh my goodness. Tom says, what are the steps for getting a store review from you guys? Um,
Yeah, it's going to be kind of difficult, but the best way to do it, unfortunately, nowadays is joining the Patreon. We're just, both of us
mhm,
are pretty busy doing story reviews on lives. It's not the best use of the live. However, I'm not saying it's impossible.
mhm.
Not saying
Yeah,
it's
just
impossible.
um I mean, we do store reviews for every Patreon, on an updated basis. But if you just want a store review, if you do join, it's 7 days free, and then you can just bounce. I mean, that's fine
Yeah,
too. But I had a hard time keeping track of all the store reviews for people just hitting me up on the side, and then it's like I
yeah.
wouldn't get to them. So it's like it's either going to go on a list, or if you join the Patreon, then you're in there, and then we can actually
And
get
you
to
can
you.
get as many as you want there too.
Yeah, get one on the first day, and then on the
Yeah.
sixth day.
Yep.
But yeah, no,
And
it's
then you
probably
can
the
leave.
best. Yeah, that's probably the best option, to keep it more organized. But World of Fun is Kansas City bins. Huh.
Okay. Yeah, I've never even been to Kansas City. Even though I live in Missouri, I've never been to Kansas City. My sister lives there. I need to go up there.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Um, saying hi to Junk Monkey and Red Dirt Picker,
It
and then
wasn't
Ryan
kids.
with the answer. It was a kid's diaper, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
It was a kid's
Mystery
diaper in
solved.
the bins. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are maybe needing a little help in your resale business and you're just like, I don't know what to do, I need a little bit of accountability, you can check out link down below where we do have a 7-day free trial to the Patreon. You could just check it out. It's not for everyone. Not a lot of people know how to use Discord or Zoom and all
Yep.
these other things that we use. That's why we have the trial. Just try it.
Yep.
Join a community, 50 other plus members growing their stores. We're really purpose driven and just helping people
Yep.
learn from what we've made mistakes on, but really help you hit the goals that you want to hit.
And
So
we offer a lot of stuff in there. We offer a lister. We offer Bolo brand list. We offer unlimited store reviews, calculators and spreadsheets and things like that to track your numbers. Reseller Time does a call that does deep diving on clothing and just valuable information, guys. We're trying to put together something that really helps you guys out to the best of our ability. I know a lot of people hate listing. That's probably one of the best features we offer right now is access to a lister.
yeah, I might have to hire another one. Just so many people have been reaching out to
Yeah,
her. I'm sure she has a team, but yeah, it's not the best process, but we're trying our best to kind of help you guys at least have a solution because most of the
yeah,
members in the Patreon work full time. So.
yeah.
But yeah, appreciate you guys. If you're catching on this replay and you have any questions, just drop a comment and we'll be happy to
Yep,
circle back and answer it. But so happy for you guys to come in and hang out with
absolutely.
us. Chris, one last question says if eBay wants everyone to do promoted, then how can it still work if that many people are doing it?
It doesn't. It doesn't. That's the secret. It's just a way for them to make more money.
Yeah.
It's all a
They'll
mind
tell
game.
you to do it
Yeah.
and they're gonna be laughing. Yep.
Yep. All the way to the
But
bank.
good stuff, guys. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of the night, and we'll catch you in the
Yep.
next one.
Take it easy,
Peace.
everyone.
See ya.